Good evening. My name is Michael Fulton. This is Fulton Plant Science, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about chaos gardening. Well, your first step is going to be to acquire some seeds. So these are carrot seeds that I have here, and notice that I buy the bulk packages. I go on Amazon and I look for microgreens, and you can usually get bulk seeds that haven't been inoculated with anything. So it's a really easy way to get seeds. I also, harvest my own seeds. These are alfalfa seeds, sunflower seeds that I've harvested myself. I have a large variety of different seeds. I think you get the idea. The basic idea here is, in a chaos garden, you're going to be planting stuff everywhere. You're not going to be focusing on creating an organized garden. Is fine. I'm not trying to offend anybody. There's a lot of different ways to put together a garden, and I've done it before where I had very organized rows and kept everything nice and tidy. And if you think about the way nature does things, though, nature usually is governed by, the natural laws, at least, is natural selection. Plants drop seeds. Seeds either germinate and are successful, or they aren't successful. So I want to talk about my garden and what I've basically done. So this is basically my yard. I've scattered large amounts of seeds all over my garden, and I allow the seeds to germinate, and they get to fight for their right to party. No, just kidding. They get to fight to, establish their own real estate, to get sunlight. And as you can see, I have a bunch of kale here. A little bean plant coming up right there. There's some carrots in here. These are sunflowers. A whole bunch of different things that I've scattered through here, different seeds, and they just come. This is a passion fruit. More kale. It's like 3 different species, varieties of kale. Little blackberry vine that's coming up here. More kale. And just by scattering bulk seeds everywhere, I just have lots of variety. As you can see here, this is a morning glory. Scattered a few morning glory seeds just for fun. I really like vines. I like the look of vines. More kale. Kale's doing really well in my climate. I also scattered some alfalfa through here and 4 different species of clover. I have strawberry clover and white Dutch clover, crimson clover, some vetch. This is a cherry tomato, of course. And this is actually a perennial. I thought tomatoes were supposed to die in the winter, and it's actually it's a pumpkin. That tomato plant didn't die in the winter though, and so it's continuing to produce fruit. So I have lots of cherry tomatoes, but some of the branches have died off. This is the rosemary. Rosemary's doing really well. It started off as one of those little herbs you get at Walmart, and the little, the herbs with roots stuck in the ground for fun. More sunflowers. There's a lantana hiding underneath the sunflowers. They've really taken over this area. Lots of clover, more kale. There's a lime plant right there, lime tree. Little baby key lime. Grapevines way in the back there. Orange tree right in the middle there. I'll go back there later. Lots of sunflowers. My mom sent me 6 different species of sunflowers. So the little ones and the ones that the giant heads, what are they called? The mammoth. Some mammoths in here. Just a bunch of variety. Pretty excited to see them all flower out. I'll probably do a sunflower video once they all flower. This kale's really pretty. And I have a dozen different varieties of grasses. I have wheat in my yard, and barley, and fescue. This is a teacup rose plant that I got my wife for Valentine's, and it's exploded with growth. There's a banana tree actually hiding down here. I don't know if you can see it. Some moringa trees. I got a bag of moringa seeds. I forgot about that. And I scattered moringa seeds all over the yard. See a little banana plant right there, banana tree. Doing really well because of that shade being provided by those sunflowers. And this variety of sunflower has like a brown stem. Ooh, check out mason bee. These are little solitary bees. They're really good pollinators. Look how pretty the sunflowers are. Little baby ones. These are onions. These particular onions, it's actually a funny story. So I always get the little 50-cent bundles of onions at Walmart, and I had some in the fridge for probably at least a month or so. They're in the crisper area, you know, kind of forgot about them. Stuck them in the ground because they're starting to look bad and all weird. Time to throw them away, right? So I just stuck some in the soil in my yard just to see what happened, and forgot about them. And you know, like a month later, I come outside and they're 3 times bigger, and they actually ended up heading out with seeds, you know, a couple months after that. So it was really cool to see that. And I'm gonna have tons of onion seeds that I will also scatter all over my yard. So that's gonna be interesting. This is what they look like when they first start flowering. This is beautiful flowers. So as you can see, this is kind of why I call it a chaos garden. I have a lot of just random different things, and some people might not find this beautiful. They might have an issue with it. I think it's gorgeous. I love having that randomness, that variety, just letting nature kind of have a play in what is successful in different areas, different microclimates. More kale here, more sunflowers over here. Under the sunflowers are some poppies and things that are coming up. Grapevines. Actually a whole bunch of grapevines. I was experimenting with a few techniques. One's called layering. Some clusters of grapes all throughout here. I've done other videos if you want to check them out where I pretty much focus on grapes. I have some cucumbers in here. Some honeydews actually mixed in. Some little kale. Another grapevine. Passion fruit over here. Make sure I don't step on anything. You can see the passion fruit. I grew this one from seed. Trying to create a new variety. Bunch of cherry tomatoes. So every time I come over here, I'll grab some cherry tomatoes and kind of squeeze the seeds everywhere. Grapevines again. This is a grapefruit tree. Ruby red grapefruit. You can see little fruits forming. Love those things. There's an orange tree over there. I can't remember if I mentioned that. Navel orange right in the middle. Right behind it by my pond is a lemon tree. Sunflowers. Really pretty. I just love the look of those flowers. It's hard to not smile when you see these massive things. There's some sugar cane here. You'll see a couple little sugar cane starts. Another passion fruit vine. There's my dog. He's just cute and playing. This is a grapevine. This is actually an air layer that I did last year. Oh, these are some loofahs. If you're familiar with the loofah sponges you use for exfoliating your skin. They actually look just like a cucumber to me. It's probably a related species to cucumber. Banana plant. This is a dwarf Cavendish, I believe. Actually, yeah, dwarf Cavendish. This is a fig tree. I think it's XL fig. And there's a little bean plant that I volunteered up. Well, I scattered seeds everywhere. And anyway, this is a Grand Nain banana. And this is a Shangri-La mulberry. And I'm doing some air layers on the trunk. I'm gonna attempt to clone this thing. Really pretty leaves on this thing. Another passion fruit. It's a honeysuckle. More loofahs. They're doing pretty well. I'm actually going to try eating the young loofahs. More sugar cane. The sugar cane's actually doing a little bit better. Another little passion fruit. Bunch of kale in here. Some moringa trees. Another banana tree. Over here, sunflower. More moringa trees. Sweet potato. Passion fruit. trees and some sweet potatoes, passion fruit. This is a lemon tree that I air layered. It's not doing very well. That's a passion. This is a lemon. And then here's some Casper pumpkins, I think they're called. They're ghost pumpkins. There's a loofah back here, and some pumpkins, and a bunch of kale, collard greens, clover, a few grapevine cuttings, compost pile. I put a lot of my organic material back here that's extra. More sunflowers. A lot of these are volunteer, or they're from my chaos planting where I just scattered seeds everywhere. That's my tallest one. That one's like 10 feet tall. These trellises are going to be covered with vines once all these vines start growing. Back here's my pond. More grapevines back here. These are all cuttings that I propagated off of my main vine that I showed earlier. More kale, montana. That's called King Kong right there. That's water spinach. And then there's some water hyacinth that's floating in the pond. That's a biofilter, that ugly looking black toad. That makes sure that the water stays nice and clean. Self-regulating with bacteria. You can see all these new grapevines. These are brand new vines. I propagated them last year, so I guess they're second year vines. And they already have a bunch of fruit. The lights came on, I just noticed. Lemon tree, lots of little baby lemons on it. I got a lot of fish in here. Poor turtles, they love it. It's around 300 to 400 gallons. I used a soft liner, so give or take, it's about 3 feet deep. More kale. There's tons of kale along the edges here. This kale I scattered all over the yard, so it kind of just came up wherever it felt like it belonged. That's pretty much my whole chaos garden. Lots of lantana. There's my dog Mud. He likes chasing the birds away. He's a cute little guy. I'm gonna go play with him so he doesn't lose his mind. Thanks for watching.